Hello students, welcome to Progress Mayan. How are you all? I am good. Today we are all going to discuss current affairs from 11 January to 17 January 2021. So let's start the session. First time in history, Union Budget 2021 to be paperless. Here the Union Budget 2021, which is to be presented on February 1st, is going to be completely paperless in the wake of the ongoing coronavirus pandemic. This will be the first time since independence that the budget papers will not be printed, because the decision has been taken as several people, approximately 100 people, would be required to stay at the printing press for around a fortnight amid the COVID-19 fear. Donald Trump becomes first US president to be impeached twice. Impeached means, especially in the US, this is the charge against the person who is the holder of a public office with the misconduct. And he was first impeached in 2020 over his Ukraine dealings. And the second one is incitement of insurrection. Incitement means the provocation of unlawful behavior, and an insurrection means violent uprising against an authority or government. So last week, thousands of President Trump's supporters stormed the US Capitol, argued on by the president calls for them to fight like hell against the election results. RBI forms 6-member working group to regulate digital lending frauds. It includes the 6 members, that are 4 internal members and the 2 external members. Below mentioned members are 6 members. Just go through once. India ranks 85 in Henley Passport Index 2021. The Henley Passport Index 2021 has been released by Henley and Partners based on the exclusive data from the International Air Transport Association. As per the latest report, India has been ranked 85th among 110 countries in the Henley Passport Index for 2021 with a visa-free score of 58. This index presents the original ranking of the world's most powerful passports according to the number of destinations that holders can access without a prior visa. Japan has once again topped the list of being the most powerful passport in the world for the 3rd consecutive year. And Japanese citizens can travel to as many as 191 countries visa-free. The second session of the 7th Trade Policy Review of India concluded at the World Trade Organization, and the official delegation of India for the 7th TPR was headed by the Anup Wadhawan, the Commerce Secretary. Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority has set up a panel of experts called Health Insurance Advisory Committee to examine the availability of health insurance products in the country, considering the need of the Indian society, and recommend suitable products and processes. And this expert committee will be headed by IRDAI Chairperson Subhash Chandra Kuntia and will have a member as the Vice Chairperson, the committee which has a term of only 1 year. Names of the members are mentioned here, just go through it. Next, national affairs. The government of Japan has committed official development assistance loan of 30 billion Japanese yen, which is approximately rupees 2,113 crores, to support India's efforts at providing social assistance to the poor and vulnerable households severely impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. The Health and Family Welfare Ministry formed a technical committee headed by Joint Secretary Preeti Pant to study the adverse findings from the National Family Health Survey 5. Union Road Transport and Highways Minister Nitin Gadkari will be launching an innovative new paint developed by Khadi and Village Industries Commission, the eco-friendly and non-toxic paint, which is called as Khadi Prakrutik Paint, which is a first of its kind product with antifungal and antibacterial properties. The Government of India launched the third phase of Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana on 15 January 2021 on the World Youth Skills Day, implemented by the National Skills Development Corporation (NSDC) under the guidance of the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. According to External Affairs Ministry spokesperson Anurag Srivastava, due to global COVID-19 situation, it has been decided that this year there will not be a foreign head of state or head of government as the chief guest for the Republic Day event. President Ramnath Kovind will take the salute at the parade this time. This will be the first time in over 5 decades that India will not have a chief guest at the Republic Day parade. Next, states in the news. The fourth edition of the Cherry Blossom Festival Mavo in Manipur was virtually inaugurated by the Chief Minister N. Byron Singh. The Chief Minister of Odisha, Naveen Patnaik, virtually inaugurated a first of its kind fire park to educate and bring awareness on basic fire safety measures among the people, particularly the students. The fire park is located inside the premises of the Odisha Fire and Disaster Academy in Bhubaneswar. Kerala has become the eighth state in the country to successfully undertake ease of doing business reform stipulated by the Department of Expenditure, Ministry of Finance. Kerala has become eligible to mobilize additional financial resources of rupees 2,373 crore through open market borrowings. West Bengal CM Mamata Banerjee has inaugurated the 26th Calcutta International Film Festival. The inaugural ceremony was also virtually attended by the Bollywood superstar and West Bengal's brand ambassador Shah Rukh Khan from Mumbai. Legendary filmmaker Satyajit Ray's classic Apur Sansar will be the inaugural film of the festival, in which 131 movies from 45 countries will be screened till January 13. Next, international affairs. US President-elect Joe Biden appoints Indian-American Sumona Guha as Senior Director for South Asia and Tarun Chabra as Senior Director for Technology and National Security. Guha, who was the co-chair of the South Asia Foreign Policy Working Group on the Biden-Harris campaign and serves on the Transition State Department Agency Review Team. Twitter Inc. has deleted new tweets posted by US President Donald Trump on official government account PivotUS and suspended the account of its presidential campaign after booting his personal account of the platform permanently. And PivotUS is the Twitter account which is an official Twitter account of the US President Donald Trump. A passenger plane of Indonesia's Sriwijaya Air carrying 62 people on board crashed into waters of Jakarta. The Boeing 737-500 was on an estimated 90-minute flight from Jakarta to Pontianak, which is the capital of West Kalimantan province on Indonesia's Borneo Island. Next, agreements or MOUs signed. NHPC Limited has signed an MOU with the Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency IREDA for providing assistance in setting up renewable energy projects for the next 5 years. Bharat Biotech has announced that it has signed an agreement with Precisa Medicamentos for the supply of its indigenously manufactured COVID-19 vaccine Covaxin to Brazil. Niti Aayog and Flipkart have come together to launch the revamped women entrepreneurship platform. This is a platform which is a unified access portal which brings together women from different parts of India to realize their entrepreneurial aspirations. Financial Software and System FSS, a leading payment processor and provider of integrated payment products, has partnered with the India Post Payments Bank IPPB to promote financial inclusion among underserved and unbanked segments. India and Japan have signed an MOU between Union Minister for Communications, Electronics and IT, Ravi Shankar Prasad, and the Japanese Minister for Internal Affairs and Communications, Takeda Rota, to enhance cooperation in the field of information and communications technologies. Next, books and authors. A coffee table book named Modi India Calling 2021 has been released on the occasion of 16th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. This is the idea of the BJP leader Vijay Jolly, which was released by Adesh Gupta, the Delhi BJP president, and published by Manish Media, which is important, and which it contains the photographs of the PM Modi captured during his 107 overseas and bilateral visits. Former Chief Election Commissioner S.Y. Qureshi has come out with his book titled The Population Myth, Islam, Family Planning and Politics in India. The book will hit the stands on February 15, 2021. It has been published by HarperCollins India. Manipur Governor Dr. Najma Heptullah has virtually released a book titled Making of a General, a Himalayan Echo, authored by retired Lieutenant General Konsam Himalaya Singh at Darbar Hall, Large Bhavan, Imphal. This book elegantly summarizes the essence and impetus of superior command of one of the most formidable forces in the world. Appointments or resignations. The Union government has appointed R.S. Sharma, former TRAI chief, as the chairperson of an empowered committee for the administration of COVID-19 vaccine. Supreme Court Bar Association President Dushyant Darve has resigned from his post. With immediate effect, he has forfeited his right to continue. Intel has appointed Pat Gelsinger as its new CEO effective from Feb 15, 2021, and Gelsinger will also join the Intel board of directors upon assuming the role. He will succeed Bob Swan, who will remain CEO until Feb 15. The Telecom Equipment and Services Export Promotion Council has appointed Sandeep Agarwal as the new chairman. Agarwal, the managing director and promoter of Delhi-based Paramount Communications, will take over from Shamal Ghosh, ex-Telecom secretary. The Human Rights Council elected Fiji's Ambassador Najat Shamim Khan, permanent representative to the United Nations office at Geneva, to serve as its president for 2021. Next, awards and recognitions. The All India Institutes of Medical Sciences in Bhubaneswar has proved its mettle once again for promoting cleanliness, hygiene and creating sustainable practices in public health facilities by winning the Kayakalp Award scheme. AIIMS Bhubaneswar will get an award of Rs 2 crore for the performance. Next, ranks and reports of this week. Rapidly Digitalizing India was ranked 4th in Breakout Economics in the 3rd edition of the Digital Evolution Scorecard developed by Tufts University's Fletcher School in partnership with MasterCard. China, which leads the countries in the Breakout Economics group, is more evolved digitally due mainly to its combination of rapidly growing demand and innovation. And third rank is Indonesia and India, which ranks the number 4 in the momentum. That's all for today, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and get daily updates. Keep practicing. Take care.